friends, hi and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year! Today I'm going to be chatting a little bit about what I learned. I did this video also last year when my channel was still an infant, and for my tiny channel at the time it did quite well and I really enjoyed making it, so I'm going to be doing that again. If you are already a regular to my channel, you know that I am obsessed with collecting data from my wardrobe, times of wear, cost per wear, all of that jazz. But what comes right after is definitely just reflecting upon my wardrobe, analyzing, assessing what I like and why. So we're going to be chatting about that, and make sure you stick to the very end because I have something pretty exciting to share. Without further ado, the first thing I really learned this year is that color scheme is everything. Now, this is a theme I keep mentioning on my channel, and for a good reason. I already had a color scheme, or I had developed most of it the year before that as well, and I sort of had getting started with only creating a wardrobe from this scheme, but it wasn't until this year I really got to see it in its full effect. Having decluttered a lot and only buying to that scheme was just a game changer for me. I am very happy with mine, and I am very careful about experimenting with it. Actually, I haven't been experimenting with color at all. I've just been very pleased with sticking to the colors I've picked. I have, of course, added a couple of colors, but even here that has been a very slow process. I added an orange, of course, and then green, and those I still haven't dabbled too much in. I'm definitely still sticking more with all the other colors. The journey that is personal style, of course, is a long and forever ongoing. One of you made a point in one of my comments that I'm young and my style will keep changing, and that's probably true. It's a really good point, but I will say that even this short into like this journey of cultivating a better style, I think my style is pretty consistent as of now, and I attribute that like 80%, if not more, to having a set color scheme. If you take only one thing with you from this video or my entire channel, let it be this. And I am in the process of making a video about my own color scheme, so it's a video I get asked about a lot, so I'm very excited to be sharing that really soon. And also have an everything I added video coming up, which I'm a little bit nervous about because I have no idea how large my wardrobe is in numbers at this point, so we will find that out together. Another thing I have really figured out for myself and sort of cultivated this year is I found that for me it's very helpful to have an aesthetic to lean on. This principle kind of started out as a little bit of a happy accident. On Pinterest, I am very sparse and picky with the pins that I pin. I don't pin a lot, but I had this board called the mood board, which I sort of just added a few of like the atmospheric aesthetic photos that I liked. Basically a lot of like mountain pictures, certain kind of nature pictures with like green, or a lot of the time it will be very wintry. And again, it started out as a happy accident, but as time went by, I got really into this like mood board that I had created for myself, and I started really, even though I was already kind of doing that by accident, just like picking things that really just fit in with this mood board. And I kind of realized that I was creating this image of like a world that I just feel super at home with, or like belonging to. Like this, for some people it might be like the beach that gives you this feeling or this sense of belonging or serenity, but for me the mood board has become sort of a visual of the feeling I like from like my atmosphere and my surroundings, and a lot of the same colors goes again. And now that I'm like buying for my style, I tend to often keep like the mood board in mind, like would my aesthetic fit in with this aesthetic where I feel like I most belong. It's not even something I really think about, it's almost an automatic process at this point. So I found that really helpful. We used to joke here on the channel in the very beginning, the very early days, that I wanted to look like a rich Scandinavian tennis mom living in Switzerland. And that was all good and fun, but there is definitely something to that. I feel like the style I've cultivated probably has a little bit of like my image of that aspect in it. And I feel like another style that I have a vision of that I've started to mix in a little bit is this, what I like to think of as like young, classy British mom, you know, like going for a walk in the forest with their dogs and their wellies. You know, this slight stady dog walking foresty horse race look. Some of you might sit there thinking, what the heck is she talking about? But to me it makes perfect sense, and it is my style, so that's all good. Basically what I'm talking about is like rain boots, quilts. My Burberry coat goes in very well with this. I don't know, I have a very specific image in mind, and yeah, like I said, I feel like this style is coming in as like a second character as of this year, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. The next thing that I learned about my style, or sort of like the process as of this year, or that I have found very helpful, is to stick to the outfit formulas that work for you and then go very slowly about experimenting as you add more stuff to your wardrobe. Basically what I am talking about is something else I also talk a lot about on my channel, and it is basically a proof of concept. Like whenever you can buy something that you already have a proof that you will wear. For me, that could be something like a turtleneck. If I buy a turtleneck in a fabric that I like, in a color that is part of my scheme, chances that I won't wear it is very low, because I really have a good proof of concept that I will wear a turtleneck. I really love a turtleneck, and the same go for just basic outfit formulas. So for you that might be t-shirt and jeans. For me that would be a fitted long sleeve t-shirt and jeans and a coat. Like whatever formula you know that you feel good and at home in. I decided this year to stick to my formulas for the most part, or at least I've been doing that for winter, and then experimenting with new styles. I've done that very sparingly because I don't want to like confuse myself again or accidentally add too many things again to my wardrobe because I get too excited. And the fact that this sort of works is so apparent in my winter versus summer style. If you're here on my channel in summer, you definitely picked up on the fact that I am not a summer child. I love fall and winter, and I know exactly how to dress for it. And I also made barely any shopping mistakes for these seasons this year, where in summer there was a lot more of experimenting just because I don't really have a lot of proof of concept of what I like to wear in summer. I find it so hard to dress for it, and it ended up in a lot of mistakes, like the Ralph Lauren dress. I bought shorts this year, and obviously making mistakes, as long as you learn from them, assess why they happened, you know, that's what I feel like, or that's what I should be doing, and that is what I have been doing. So learning from this summer going into the next summer will be helpful, but it's hard because there's not a lot of formulas that I like for summer, so I still have to work on that, and I probably will have to experiment a little bit next summer as well. So here I made quite a few purchase mistakes, and I even have something for summer that is not purchasing mistakes, but that I don't truly love, but I still wear all the time, again because I haven't really found a lot of summer things that I truly love. So I have to wear things that I just like. Yeah. This of course doesn't mean that you should never experiment, but just as a general rule of thumb, I feel like it has been very helpful for me to let go of the things that doesn't work and give space to wear the things that you feel amazing in, rather than trying to constantly like expand the boundaries of what you can wear. Just learning to appreciate and accept the styles that work for you, and buy more for these. Yeah, I've been doing that for winter, much less experimenting, and fall, and it's been great. The next thing I want to chat about and what I sort of learned is that this year I really tried focusing on buying much better things, because I kind of preach that when you have the best thing in its category, you have something really lovely, it becomes much easier not wanting to like impulse buy in the same category. Like for example, for me, this would be my winter coats. I had one all last season and I just added another one, and I really love both of them. They're so nice, and they really help in the sense that I don't get attracted to things that or coats then that I used to, because I already have something amazing at home. But what I learned is that while it's easier not to overbuy or impulse shop when you do have amazing things at home, gratitude and appreciativeness is not necessarily a given. That is still something you have to cultivate and work on and actively make a choice of doing. Of course, with some items this will come really, really natural, but sometimes I feel like I can get caught up in adding things that are from my wish list because I'm very excited that I know what works for me and I want more. But just like realizing that I already have these like great things at home, and it is truly, or I find it much easier to then appreciate my things when they are truly great. Great here, of course, being subjective because we all value different things, which is also something I talk about. Like for me, I value wool and cashmere a lot. So having my two coats be pure wool and cashmere means that I value them a lot. But that doesn't mean I don't want to add more things. And it also doesn't mean that I shouldn't. But trying to like create and really feel the gratitude and the appreciativeness for the things that you already have, especially when you have quite a few nice things, or as you start adding things that to you are truly special. For me, this means admiring my things, their beauty, feeling them, and taking good care of them. Like taking things to the tailor if they break, or have them dry cleaned, stuff like that. Just like stare at them when I find them beautiful and I'm wearing them, and just take a moment to like appreciate how a nice item makes me feel. It's been really easy to do that, to be fair, because who doesn't want to feel nice about their things or in their clothing? Another thing I wanted to chat about that I learned is sort of like a bonus, because this is something I'm just starting to really get the lesson of and wrapping my head around, and it is that your feelings are just end all be all of so many things, and your wardrobe is no exception. Like the feeling of your clothes or your wardrobe, or that these gives you, is just so important. I think we don't always realize that what we are chasing with our clothing is essentially a feeling. And I think this is just one of the reasons why some people, priorly myself included, can get so caught up in this like fast fashion cycle, is because you get so stuck in this chasing the feeling of newness in your clothes. Because when you don't have something that you appreciate for other better feelings, but more maybe sustainable feelings, you can get caught up in this cycle of chasing this like high of newness. So I'm really starting to think a lot about the feeling my wardrobe gives me and why, and I think that this will become a big theme on the channel this year. Quick update, I put my wish list up on my blog, because whenever I do the wardrobe updates I tend to say like this was on my wish list, and you guys have no way of knowing if that's the case. I just felt like if you wanted to have a look at what's on my running wish list, you can. So of course it's on my blog now, and then I'm also linking to it in the description, so you can have a look if you want to. And then of course I will keep updating it as I go. And now for the last point I sort of wanted to chat about is, for the past couple of months I have been working on a system for cost per wear. Questions about cost per wear are a constant on my channel, and I want us to sort of have this together. I would love for us to like have the same system, something that we can all share, and so that I can talk more about it on my channel as well, because essentially that is one of my main interests. So I would love to be able to share that with you in a more effective way. So that is something I'm working on. Very excited to share. And I just wanted you guys to know that it's coming. So yeah, I think that was the main points that I learned, or the things that I've really been thinking about. And I'm so happy to share more and continue making videos into this new year. And thank you so much everyone for subscribing and continuing to watch. Have a really good day and start into the new year, and please like this video before you leave if you enjoyed it. It really does help out my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Farvel!